Welcome back to another Alliance War video. We have 4 Loki versus LVT. They banned Cassie, Silk, and Void. I am really behind on war videos, so I'm going to try to get these all out before the last quarter of the season starts. So this war was kind of crazy because I was just out and about. I had the day we planned was fine, but I was going to be helping my brother move all weekend, so it was or for the next few days, so it was kind of crazy. But looking at my team here, I'm going to be bringing now right there I wanted to bring Omega Sentinel, and I was debating on whether to bring Shuri or Omega Sentinel, and I really like playing Shuri, but I knew that Omega Sentinel was probably the better play because I have to fight a Domino, and on the node where I'm taking Domino, Omega Sentinel works fine. It's a Sadist node, and I was just thinking, well, I can convert the debuffs into passives, and Sadist doesn't count, and you'll see why that comes back to bite me later. But looking at the path, I have this Kindred on section 5, first node there, and then a Wiccan, and then I see that Domino, and I have this Chavez on Mighty Charge, and then the Sassy on 38. This is the second war of the season at this point, and then I was also slated to take this Wolfman, Werewolf by Night, and then maybe this Man Thing. We had options for both of those, and possibly that Rintra. So if somebody else got there first, they would take it. If not, then I would, or I could just leave it. So this Kindred, this is an Ascended Kindred by, it's Oakley's Ascended Kindred. And I fought a few here before, and I was like, okay, this is going to be a beefy defender right here. It's my first Ascended Kindred. Because and the reason I'm saying beefy is because my plan actually is to never knock him down. That way he goes debuff immune, and per decay you'll get protection from his degen with 3 or more debuffs on him. So obviously the withers every time I hit him, it stacks 1. So my plan basically, she hits pretty hard, and she's a 7-star, and this is a 6-star that I'm going up against. So my plan here basically was just to never knock him down. And what I should have done right here is I paused the Nightmare right there, and she's a Spider character, so it pauses for a long time. And I should have actually knocked him down to deal some damage within that window, because by the time the pause stops, his debuff immunity will wear off, so I get that whole Fury basically cycle throughout that. So, but at this point, 45 seconds in, he's down 60%, and I'm just like, okay. It's not great, but it is going a little slower than I'd like. And again, goes for this SB2, and I should have knocked him down, but I didn't. I was just playing really, really safe. I didn't have a whole lot of time to prep and do fights for this war, because again, the day I'm actually fighting is a moving day. So I was just running around, and I was literally trying to park in spots here and there to move, but. Ultimately, he's going down, and you see that the degen starts at this point, and so those withers are protecting me, and I'm just kind of waiting for to get him down to about 5%, right? And he's healing a little bit here through this, but nothing too dramatic. And now the degen phase is over, and I'm like, okay, there's 2 minutes into the fight, and he's down under 30%. I can work with this. I'm not afraid of a timeout right here. It is taking rather long, but the goal is just to not die, essentially, right? So there, he throws a heavy, and at this point, I'm like, okay, I need to close this out. So I'm going to just kind of do a few more combos, and he's at 10% now, and at this point I'm like, okay, I need to I strike her into a combo. He goes under 5%, and I eat that heavy, unfortunately, but I throw my special 3, and the thought process, this is going to remove protection, and then her red damage is going to kill him after, and that's exactly what happens. So again, a little slow, but ultimately safe. And so now I have this domino on this sadist node, and I think someone took a shocker actually that was in front of or after that kindred. But here I throw an invulnerability boost, and this is one of the fights where I just literally pulled over and I wanted to get it over with, and it was just kind of frustrating because you can see what's going to transpire is basically I've taken her on the mighty charge node, and I've taken her and it went just fine, and that node she shrugs the shocks. But here, first mistake is I throw this special into her block. So I'm just like, okay, I got to refresh those shocks, keep my distance, and really kind of bait some specials. But here, she just she's lucky, and she's kind of cornering me. And I'm like, okay, I throw, and she evades another special, or evades before I throw my special. So now she's almost at an SB3, and I'm just like, oh my god. She throws the SB2, and I'm like, all right, cool. Now she's lucky. The problem is that she keeps getting lucky, so I keep getting kind of cornered. And here she throws her special into my untouchable, so I'm saved there. There was plenty of times to save this fight. But through this whole craziness, I am getting flustered. I am definitely getting flustered. And even at this point, I'm getting a better control of spacing. But there I do a short combo because I want her to throw a special and not push her too high. But then she goes lucky here, and I'm getting cornered again. So I'm just like, man, I need her to throw this, and I don't want to push her red. I do have an indestructible boost, but obviously if she has a crit bleed. And here I go to hit her block, but then I hit her, so I'm just like, oh man, I intercept her, and then I get the Fury, of course. So I'm just praying that she doesn't crit bleed me here. And of course, whenever you fight Domino, it applies. And with Sadist, those bleeds were magnified, and I eat a combo which doesn't help, and I die. So frustrated, I didn't even record the cleanup. I didn't realize it, but I ended up cleaning it up after that, and it just went great. But that's how war fights go. This placement here is kind of weird because even though it's Mighty Charge, anytime you fight a Decay attacker, any contact will place a Wither. So whether she shrugs them or not, it's irrelevant because her dimensions will get shut off with as soon as you hit her. So you see right there, she throws it heavy and then it's gone. And it's just kind of a odd placement. I don't really see the danger in it. I did eat a heavy because my parry failed, or I missed it, whatever. But here she's throwing another heavy. I'm really not worried about it. My thought process is basically to get her into that corner and throw the SB1 to inevitate her and keep her there, or chain special twos and just basically kill her after I get my Fury up. And so that's really what I'm going to do. It's the easiest probably fight for SpiderGwen. I get the intercept there. She gets stunned after my SB2. I combo into another SB2, and the power backs really just kind of end this fight before it starts. So very odd placement, but I'll take it, especially after that death. So that did kill my streak, by the way. I was approaching 160, and I died, so it sucked. But I'm taking this Sassy now on node 38, and this is where he goes debuff immune and on knockdown. So this is early in the season, and this is an R2 Sassy, and I'm like, all right, still trying to sort out what I like to do. But for this fight, I don't know if there's really kind of like an ideal rotation, because the fight really doesn't start until you get into the 40% range. And I bring Peni to basically pre-ramp SpiderGwen. So for fights like, Kindred, where I'm not going to be throwing any specials, it's really helpful. But for this fight, you really just prefer a Wags. You don't need it, but it's preferred. But you could throw special ones and just kind of, ramp that way. I'm throwing special twos because I have power backs, so I can just get more power back and do some damage. But I'm really not like trying to do much other than not get hit and knock them down periodically to remove the protection. Now, once the fight starts, like here's the damage window, because His, Wrath is there. I missed a parry. Wrath is up, so his damage mitigation, because he reduces damage per rage stack. So once Wrath is up and once it's over, you get a pretty good window to do some damage. So here, I wanted to get a parry there and knock him down. So there he has 1 stack. I want him to throw this perfect, and I'm going to be throwing my special 2, and it doesn't crit. So I'm like, okay, this fight's going to, and there's a huge lag spike right there. This fight's going a little longer than I'd like, but now is where it starts. And now we're at the 40% range, and I'm like, okay, knock him down here. And if I can get, this is an R2, so if I can get him around 16-17% with the Fury up and my SB3, then I can do the SB3 for a kill shot. But during that cycle, I just couldn't. The regen was up, and he was getting too much damage mitigation. So I decided to throw my special 3 with the Fury up and just kind of chip him down lower, because I am mitigating some of that regen, or at least not letting him get too much of it. So now he's within reach of where I want him, but his rage stacks are high, so I'm going to be using my relic here to knock him down once he goes into Wrath, and I can actually get him see, perfect, I can get him into my SB2, and that's exactly what I do. I bait that heavy, wait for the unstoppable to fall off. And at this point, I'm just like, okay, he's about 10%. I need to bait this special 2. I'm gonna wait for Wrath to fall off, and then I'm going to parry heavy, and I should be able to kill him at this point. So he's at 7%. I have the special 2 about to pop off, but the combo kills him anyway. So went a bit longer. Like I said, it's a little tricky at the end, and not tricky because it's hard. It's just because things have to line up, and you just have to be patient for it to line up. Now, I was upset about dying to Domino, so I was just like, okay, the best way I feel to shake off a death is to go into fights that you're comfortable with and that you've prepped with, and obviously I planned the war. So I decided to take this werewolf and go into it. Just because you die once, if you prepare properly and you're in the right state of mind, you can doesn't mean you're going to die again. You just have to have confidence in what you know how to do and execute. So this werewolf with decay is just like the easiest fight in the world as I'm getting smacked in the face. And on this note specifically, right there he catches me, then I get rooted and I break it with my special 1. But I want to throw special 1s here because I want to neverate him, and I want him, and that'll really kind of limit his power. He has some weird AI where he dashes back and he wants to howl all the time. So it's like right here, I'm going to end up getting him in the corner. The ruptures that he deals through the block or when he hits me are actually healing me. So it's no big deal. So now he's neverated, so I can actually hit him and he won't gain any power. And I'm just going to kind of keep doing this and look at the timer on my Spidey charge, and basically refresh it and just keep that Neverate up, because now I can just keep him in the corner and not really worry about anything, and just watch Bubble Shield basically. The next hit, I'm at 13 right now, so I'm safe, but now he's over a bar and the special 1 kills him. So it's my first time taking him, so it was a little jarring with his animations and stuff, but ultimately it was fine. Now I'm taking this man thing on hazard shift, and SpiderGwen is basically going to be protected because he is Sugar Pill with the withers that she applies and any other debuffs. So I don't have to worry about any of his poisons, incinerates, or anything from the node. What I do have to worry about is keeping a slow up the entire fight. He's stun immune, so I can't parry heavy and apply my slow, but I need to knock him down constantly to make sure that he is slowed, because he's going to apply his own postural buffs on me, and when they expire, I'm not worried about MD because the Wither will interact well with that for me. But if they fall off, he will go unstoppable, and I have to wait that out. So at this point, I'm just really spamming SB1s, and if I can keep him ineverated, then I can really kind of hammer at him. But right here, he clips me with that special 2 as I went to try to intercept. But I'm not worried about it. You see that I'm healing because decay protects me from the damage, so it's just all willpower at this point. And Man-Thing is just kind of tanky. He lowers your crit amount. Like, you still see the yellow numbers, but basically they would be white numbers. He just basically lowers the amount of yellow in to whatever a white number would be. So at this point, I'm just keeping an eye on the slow, and I'm like, okay, I need to close out this fight. It's just getting a little long, and of course I eat another SB2. This is just some really bad gameplay here at the end, but ultimately I am not worried in this fight. It's just dragging on at the end, and I'm just trying to maintain keep an eye on the postural buffs and my slow. And here he throws a special one, and of course I eat it in the face to end the fight. And at this point I'm gonna counter a heavy after I let it go on cooldown, and combo into my relic to kill him. We did end up losing this war. They actually donated the whole alliance, so it was our second loss of the season. And looking at the MVPs for this war, shout out to Trappy, Karate Mike, and Mad Cat. And I will see you guys in the next one.